This is a new builder's kit, and this is a new build. What's going on, everyone? Today, I've got the newest release from Vanquish Products here on the bench. This is the new VS4-10 Builder's Kit Portal version. This thing is packed with the good stuff inside as well. Today, I'm going to tell you what all is included inside of this new Builder's Kit, and we're going to go over what my initial take at it is with this new build that we've started. Now, a Builder's Kit from Vanquish Products means it's kind of like a slider, as many people would call them. It doesn't include wheels or tires, body, bumpers. So it gives you the basic platform to start building off of. Included also in this Portal version of the Builder's Kit is the VFD Twin transmission. The first time that's been available in one of these Builder's Kits. Now, that transmission's been made available in kit form, such as the VS4-10 Phoenix, but never in this, stripped down Builder's Kit. Now, I say stripped down, it is not that. This thing is actually one of the highest spec kits that you've been able to buy from Vanquish. That VFD Twin transmission, for example, includes all of the machined gears inside of it. The transfer case, the front gears as well. The spur gear is still a molded gear, but it comes with the slipper eliminator version versus the slipper version that you would have seen in previous specs of the VFD Twin. Because everything inside of it has been beefed up and machined, the full version of that spur gear is included. Just the spec of that VFD Twin, if you tried to build a previous version up to it, you'd be climbing really close to the cost of what this entire kit is. Now, as we mentioned, this is a Portal version. So underneath, you've got the F10 Portal axles, and they include machined ring and pinion, as well as the spool. And then you've got machined Portal gears, which are included in all of the F10 Portal axles. The VS4-10 chassis that sits underneath of this is unchanged, exactly as you've seen and come to expect over however long. It does have the machined panhard mount. Now, it does include the basic sliders that you've seen with the VS4-10 over however many years now. However, I don't have them bolted on here because this is a builder's kit. It's made to be a blank canvas for whatever build you decide to use. And I decided to do some sort of VW bug. Not something I've done since maybe like my comp crawling days when we all used to use VW bodies, but I thought I'd have a little bit of fun with this, kind of reminiscent of the old C1 Porsche that I did, but I'm gonna look forward to getting into a little bit of the details of this here with you shortly. Let's go over some of the other details that are important to this builder's kit though. For example, the shocks. Now, the Portal VS4-10s over time have all come with the 80mm shocks. This is the same, S80 80mm, but it also has the hard anodized body, so you get an upgraded, an upgrade in that area as well. The drive shafts that come in it are unchanged, ISD 10s as well. One thing that is very nice is that the F10 portals that come with this also include the weighted outer portal covers. Those were first shown on the VRD Carbon. So it helps give you just that little bit of forward and low weight right out of the box. Just one more little upgrade part that's included in there for you. Suspension on this is still a 4-link in the rear and a 3-link with panhard up front. The lower links all the way around are the beefy, larger diameter stainless steel lower links, and the uppers are that narrower profile to them. The rest of the parts that are included in this are going to be very familiar to you. All of the parts in here are familiar parts. It's just a really high spec of build all packed into this new builder's kit. It's just all of the good stuff thrown in there for you to start your project off of, no matter what it is. Like I said, I decided to build this VW Bug for some reason. This is the Pro Line VW Bug body made for 12.3-inch scale truck wheelbase, and I've obviously done a lot of cutting. It comes with the big full fenders with the headlights. Same goes for the rear, and I've just whittled away down to what you see here, which still has further to go. Now, I took and just decided I wanted this on there, kind of fit it into place, and then I actually did a little bit of 3D scanning to try and allow me to make this even more my own. I took and I modified the front inner fender file to allow to fit the pinch of this VW body, kind of minimalize everything in there. The inner fenders from the VS4-10 Phoenix would drop right into this same platform, gives you that hard molded inner fender. Those inner fenders also have room for rock lights, things like that, which would be great. However, with this like pinched and narrowed style body, it just really wasn't going to be an option unless I wanted this whole thing to sit really tall. So I decided to go with something that I 3D printed myself. The rear, I went with a similar situation. I 3D printed my own rear inner fenders that match the curvature of the body. And then I decided to do a 3D printed cage. I would love to have done a welded, brazed up cage, something along those lines, but I'm still in the process of getting everything back in order. So a 3D printable cage was an easy solution and allowed me to kind of play around a little bit. Now, I initially was thinking, like you would probably, a full cage all the way to the back to continue the look of the bug style roof that I've removed myself. And I did that type of cage when I did the Porsche. It was that long rolled cage that went all the way to the back. And I think that would look great, maybe even better. But my alternative was I am going to throw a spare tire in the back instead. And then I need to do some detailing on the inside to get this thing kind of polished up and make it look like I want. One thing that I am going to do though is I'm going to remove kind of the rear motor cover area of this body. I'm going to remove the fuel cell from the back of the chassis, and I'm going to fit the Porsche engine that I designed from that C1 Porsche, however, a year and a half ago or whatever it was at this point, and fit it back there as well. Just make it this mean rear engine. You're going to see the front motor. Don't worry about that. But something fun, a little bit of extra detail onto this builder's kit is going to be great. Now, I don't currently have all of the electronics in here. I've designed it so that it will work with the shift servos, such as the selectable overdrive up front. I've notched the seat to make sure that it'll fit around a servo, whether it be low profile or standard, or I could go with something, sub-standard, sub-profile, whatever you want, like the Reef Raw 100, which I've been using in the moon buggies. Those seem to work great for these duties. That could be another option as well. Up front, I did go with a low profile servo just to try and make sure I had enough room for the final clearance. After getting everything done, I may have been able to go with a standard height servo in here. I thought that it was going to be really close up front, and being that the body is still clear, I can see that I have a decent amount of room. Currently, I've got a 900 LP Smart in there, which is way overkill for something like this. I actually found that I had a Raw 400 here, which is also a low profile, the Raw 400 LP specifically, and that might be even a better choice for this little trail truck, dune buggy, Baja, but I don't know what I want to call it yet. Baja Blast. There we go. Baja Blast. It's going to be Mountain Dew Baja Blast themed. Creative process here on video, just for all of you. I am going to match the spare tire to the tires that I've got on here. I decided to use the Yokohama 4.5 inch tall. These are the XATs. So I haven't used these on a build yet. Now these are, like I said, 4.5 inches tall, and I've actually used some 2.2 wheels rather than 1.9s. Being that VW bugs are so small, when you scale it up, if you still used a 1.9 wheel, they would look, in my opinion, too small to be realistically scaled, because you would scale that up, it would just, I don't know. I feel like it would just not look as good. So going with the 2.2s, I think is a easy, wise choice in my opinion. Easily mountable still. So it was, mounting 2.2s on mounting 1.9 tires on 2.2 wheels is generally not a very difficult task. These 1.9 tires do have different sidewalls from one side to the other, just like the full-size version of these Yokohamas. So when I was mounting these up, you gotta make sure you pay attention to that so that the outside tire, look is what you expect all the way around. Otherwise you'll have like one tire that doesn't quite match. I used the Battleborn 2.2 Sierra wheels on here. These are in a little bit of a different finish, not the finish that you would see when these are actually available. These were just an early test set, so I decided to throw those on here. I pretty much built the kit as it suggests in the instructions. Really, one of the only things that I omitted was that I didn't install the outside of the slider. I ended up, I knew that I was going to go with my own version of that, so those didn't need to live on that kit permanently. I also didn't install the battery tray and the side electronics trays. Those are something that I likely will add, but I needed to figure out, or I still need to figure out, how exactly this body is going to come on and off of this platform when it's all said and done, but I wasn't there yet, so I decided not to put that in there. I actually don't have electronics in this build really at all at this point, with the exception of a front steering servo. I'll probably run some sort of 2-in-1 for the motor ESC combo, and then the shift servos for the selectable overdrive and dig will also need to get put in there, but I need to kind of figure out exactly what I'm going to do for the interior before I fully commit to that. I did design up these seats to work with a standard or low profile servo up there without, having to do any hand fabrication. It should just fit down right into place. This cage is currently attached to the body. It screws in a couple of locations, so if I want to take it off, it'll all just come off as one right now. Being that this is a Lexan body and currently a 3D printed cage, this platform is going to perform really well, keeping that motor weight down low and forward with the already weighted F10 portals should make this just a super predictable truck that I think will actually be a lot of fun to drive. It feels like something that's just begging for a little bit more power. Granted, that's probably a bad idea with a 3D printed cage. I definitely need to add some more triangulation to this cage. Some brace, I don't know. Maybe I'd have to just drive slightly more responsible if I leave it this way. I really have liked sitting back and looking at this build and just kind of thinking about what the next steps are going to be. And that's the great part of a builder's kit, is it just gives you the base and then you decide where you're going to go from there. You don't pay for the extras that you're not going to use for a full custom build, but with this one you just get so many of the upgrades right in the box. It's a pretty fantastic package that's put together. Like I mentioned before, if you just tried to build up a VFD Twin with the parts included in here, it would be most of the cost of this entire kit. So that, or the axle sets themselves, all of the parts you get a solid package with this new kit. I think it's going to be a good choice for a lot of people's custom build, even if you're doing something that's not specifically VS4-10 based, but you're looking for the axles and transmission. It just makes a ton of sense to pick up this kit versus even grabbing those components separately, because you just get so much bang for your buck with this new offering. Now, I may have to reprint some things once I modify the design and add this or that, but just getting the project visualized, figuring out where I want to go with the next steps has been a lot of fun. I haven't built a new VS4-10 in a little while, at least from a kit. Overall, the whole platform is just that enjoyable, just familiar, and I still feel that it's the best scale platform available at this time. The axles, the chassis, that transmission has all of the features that you need for just a killer performing truck. But I still have a lot of decisions to make as far as, bumper styles, even how the exhaust is going to be on the rear of this once I cut out this engine cover, because I don't like this current rear deck lid. Not a fan. Or hood? Trunk? I don't know. What do you call that? I don't know either. But throw your suggestions down in the comments below. I think this one's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. I haven't done one like this in a while, and it felt really good to start it. So if you're looking forward to starting anything like this on your own, I think this is a good one to consider. These are available on the Vanquish Products website now, and I'll put a link to that down in the description. And if you're interested in seeing some extra details about this truck behind the scenes, you can consider the channel membership, which shows you behind the scenes videos. You also get to see videos extra and help support the channel a little bit more. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the description below. But that all sounds good to you. I appreciate you guys all watching. Hit the like button if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, channel membership, the whole thing. But with that, let me get back to tinkering on this a little bit more, planning my epic paint job. But with that, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.